I was never like a social media consumer because I just wasn't into it. And I was like, wait, I could do that. I want to do that. And then I shot my video and I was like, this is so hard. I like quit at one point.
How old were you when you moved to the US?
I was 8. I thought the streets were made of gold because of the way that my grandparents would talk about it. They talked about the US, like Wizard of Oz, like golden street. I literally thought I was gonna see golden streets. I think the only issue I had with the new country was that we went to go get churros at Costco and the churros did not have chocolate to dip it in. And in the Philippines, there's always like a dark chocolate dip. And I remembered being like, I have to live here forever.
What's the best and the worst comment you ever received?
The ones that attack my character, like as if I'm like killing people or something, really makes me mad.
Jeanelle Castro, welcome to the Provecho podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Jeanelle, known online as Jeanelle Eats, has been posting food-related videos for almost 10 years. Her videos are a beautiful blend of recipes, travel, and culture, and have garnered over 2.5 million followers across all platforms. On top of that, she's also the founder of My Musubi, which are these beautiful musubi molds. Jeanelle, for anyone who's not familiar with you, what are some videos they might know you from?
So if you like to watch the videos on my channel, you've probably seen the bullet train videos through Japan, a lot of Filipino food videos, typically nostalgic ones that I haven't had in forever, or a lot of family content. Recently, it's just been me terrorizing my dad and my dad terrorizing me. But yeah, a lot of it pays homage to, is that the word, homage?
I think so.
Sorry, that's a beer company that he goes to my culture, my Filipino culture, my husband's culture in Hawaii, his family in Hawaii, but a lot of family stuff and a lot of travel and cooking, of course.
It's been crazy seeing your videos with your dad because like you have the same exact mannerisms.
You said this. I did the trend where it's like, oh, you look just like your dad and he has a tube top on. You know what I mean? Like, I need to do it because so many
good.
people have been saying
It's
that.
It's crazy. Like the way especially you guys laugh and stuff.
Because you said, this explains a lot. Was that you? When you're like, this explains a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
That's funny.
Anyways,
okay, we're gonna start off with a controversial this or that.
What? Shucks.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Chicken or pork?
In what context?
You can only have one.
Chicken.
Pancit or lumpia?
Lumpia.
Tacos or pizza?
This is so hard. Tacos. Because lengua tacos, buche tacos, all that stuff. Sorry. I like that so much more than pizza.
Tocino or corned beef?
Corned beef.
Balut or a slice of fresh sourdough bread?
Balut.
Whoa.
That's not hard.
Ramen or pho?
Pho. I almost said ramen. No, pho. I'm so sorry, Lisa.
Matcha or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay. Your last meal?
The last meal that I had?
No, sorry.
Oh, the last meal
like
that I'm gonna ever...
electric chair meal.
Oh, electric chair meal. Okay, this is something I've thought about a lot. It's the Filipino food that we had on this little island when my sister got engaged. And it's basically just the Filipino food I grew up with, which is like the vegetables, the fish, mangoes, Filipino bananas. Like this was all just kind of like fresh food. So like the fish was fried, but it was like freshly caught, like chopped up tomato and onion and soy sauce, and then like blanched vegetables, but we eat it with bagoong, which is the Filipino shrimp paste.
Okay.
Or fish paste.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that stuff, and then my family being around me, that would be a really nice last meal.
Your least favorite food?
Raw carrots. I don't like eating raw carrots.
Your favorite restaurant?
Can I just say like the type of restaurant?
Sure.
Okay. We like to eat at a lot of Southeast Asian mom and pop restaurants. I think those are the best because it tastes homemade. It basically is homemade by like these mom and pops, and the flavors are very familiar to what I grew up with, which is Filipino food, but different variations, right? So if it's Vietnamese food, they have their own kind of set of flavor profiles. If it's Lao food, their own set of flavor profiles. So if we find a good one of those, we're constantly going to them. There's like a whole bunch near our house that we try to go to.
If you could get rid of one forever, would you get rid of rice or noodles?
Did you sprinkle in this or that to these really hard questions?
Doug added this one.
I would get rid of noodles because I would just take the rice and repurpose it into noodles if I really needed to. I would make my own.
Okay. If you could have one bean, only one bean, what would it be?
Mung bean. I thought about it.
You had it
Yes.
ready.
Mung bean, because that is what I grew up eating, and I know how to make it both savory and sweet. And I don't know, I love the texture. I mean, it's good. It's good both ways.
So you're okay not having coffee?
Coffee bean? I'm sure I can make coffee out of a mung bean.
Okay.
Or mung bean type of roasted. If you roast a mung bean and you steeped it like you would coffee, I think it would taste really good too.
Really? All right, you're done. That was the speed round. If you weren't making cooking videos today, what would you be doing?
I would probably want to be working doing ads or marketing, just because I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
As you know, I mean, you know me personally, and I'm always like, have you tried this thing? Oh, it's so fun. Like, I think it's just so natural for me to promote something that I really like. And if I could funnel this into helping a brand or a business, I think I would still really enjoy my job. Otherwise, I would just like retire maybe, if that's also an option. I just don't want to work. That's the other thing.
So you were doing like marketing before this, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I was a product marketing manager at a mobile apps company, and that was fun in its own way. But I think I just didn't like having to answer to like my higher ups, just because I'm like, oh, I just wish things would go by faster. And
Right.
and I think part of it too is like I could envision the possibilities of like, oh, if I could do it this way, basically it's like if I did it my way, this would go by a lot faster, or like I would do this and that. But in a company, that's just not how things work. You do have to obviously work with other people. And I think just beyond that, I think I've always wanted to do something outside of working for another company and doing something for myself, and something that I could potentially get like my family involved in.
How long did it take you to like kind of have that idea and then actually start doing it? Like I went deep into the archives and saw your first video was like from 9 years ago. It was you and Claudine.
Yeah, it was the Filipino snacks,
Yeah.
right? And she like, yeah. Anyway,
You guys are so young.
we were so young, and that was on the floor of my bedroom,
That's awesome.
and there was 4 of us.
Yeah, what like made you want to shoot that video?
I was working at the company, and I was starting to think, I like to think very long term, because I mean, that's just how anything is. It takes time for things to like materialize and happen, right? Especially when it's a big leap, like going from a 9 to 5 and becoming a creator. But I think I was like talking to a career coach, and also just like consuming business content. And I don't remember, but I think within a year I was like, I gotta do it. I saw Emmy Made, which is a YouTube creator. I saw her video on YouTube, and the reason why I watched her video on YouTube was because I saw my other coworkers watching YouTube videos and like slacking off basically. And I was like, hey, I want to slack off, so I'm gonna try to watch YouTube videos. And I was never like a social media consumer because I just wasn't into it, which is so ironic, right? Because now I'm a creator. But I watched her video and I was like, wait, I could do that. I want to do that. And then I shot my video and I was like, this is so hard. So I did that one video, and I think there was some space between between that video and the next video. But I think that was just like, probably took a few months or maybe even a year for me to finally do it. Just because I was so tired. Like, I was like, oh, you know, I have work. And then, like I said, like, I think there was that video, but then I don't know when the next video was that I had filmed and shot and like edited, just because, yeah. I mean, it's difficult. I don't know if you've experienced this, but going to work and then going home after, and then like having to eat, and then having to film, and then having to, you know, next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. and I have to go back to work, right?
Yeah, it's moonlighting, literally.
Yeah.
So I was looking at that video. It has like 23,000 views today. Did it
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when you posted it, did it do well, or it's just ever since like people have discovered it, you think?
I think so. Like, it didn't do well in the beginning. I mean, I knew that my channel was not doing well because I gave up at one point.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like quit at one point. But YouTube, and I also feel like this was just a thing where every time I wanted to give up, I was given something else to look forward to keep going, which is like a, universe thing probably, where it was like, okay, you gave up, but check this out. Your video hit like 10,000 views, and it was this boodle fight video that I did. So boodle fight is where you have the food laid out on banana leaves, and it's a bunch of different foods, and everybody kind of like grabs the food with their hands. So it's like communal style. But that video took off, but I think it was like 6 months after I had quit. I was like, I'm done. Like, let me just do something else. I was also picking up like gigs and stuff. This was after I had already quit my job. And I was like, you know what, this YouTube thing is not working. Never mind. And so I just like went and did like my random jobs that I would pick up, all marketing too.
Yeah.
And then, I got the email being like, this video hit 10,000 views. And it just kept going up. And I was like, oh, interesting. So then I went back in and I started making more videos. But long form is kind of an interesting game. It's tough because you sink in a lot of hours before you see anything. And like, just like the mental battle that you fight of like, you upload it, you don't see any views. So the first video I posted, you really think like, oh my God, this is gonna be such a hit. There's gonna be so many people watching it. No one's watching it.
How many views did it get? Like in the first month, do you remember? Like, was it like
nothing?
100, 1,000, 10? Like,
like nothing. Like for me, I think I would have been excited if I did see like, oh, like there's 1,000 views. Like, no, it was not working that way for me.
if you had to guess, what number you think it was?
10?
10? 10
It was probably
views?
on me. It was probably on me or my family members.
Dang.
It really like is, the YouTube game is interesting. I always tell people this, especially when they're starting out. They're not just gonna serve some rando to people, especially when they don't know if you're reliable, right? They're always, otherwise we'd be back in like the early 2000s where you get the most random videos that have no substance. Nowadays, I feel like you don't really run into that kind of stuff because the algorithm is good about like testing people, making sure that they're real, making sure, well, some AI stuff has gone through, but making sure that you're actually like a reputable, like consistent video creator. And so that's why I didn't really get views. I mean, I just started and I didn't know about any of the strategies people were talking about where people were like, oh, have like 5 videos ready and then publish them all and then, do a week-to-week thing. No, it was like trial by fire. Like, good luck, try to figure it out. And even then, I wasn't even sure that YouTube was going to be the thing. I just knew it was an opportunity for me to do something that was outside of my current job. And I didn't know if it was going to actually turn into something. I wished it would have, but it took years. It wasn't until Shorts came out and I met Lisa, my friend Lisa, and she had told me about the opportunity with YouTube Shorts. And she says, I post 3 times a day. You should too. And I was like, okay. So
oh my gosh.
That's what catapulted my channel into what it is today.
Where were you at before you started posting shorts?
Subscribers wise, it was maybe 15,000.
Okay.
And a lot of those were from my pandesal video. Pandesal is like a Filipino bread. I think it's that and maybe the Budofy video. I had gotten like a few thousand views, but again, it was like the slog of just like trying to do long form videos, how long it took me to put one out. It really is like an output game.
Yeah. And
because I was trying so hard to make this thing work and just get better at making videos, doing the 3 a day, you learn a lot. You get faster at editing, you get faster at picking the topics, you don't have time to think. And I think that's like a big thing that holds people back is the overthinking. Mm-hmm. But those videos that you're like, oh, I don't know, that's dumb, I won't post it. It's so annoying when those are the ones that do really well.
It's always those are the ones that do well. Every single creator has the same exact that video in their head. That's like, I wasn't even gonna post it. It was in my archive or my drafts for months, and I just press post and psh.
And yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I learned when you post 3 a day. You're like, this one I really hold dear to my heart, but nobody wants to watch it. And then the one that you're like, oh, I have to put this video out, right? Because, well, 3 times a day is what my friend said worked for her, so I'm gonna try it. And you just, there's no time to think. So you end up having golden nuggets that, I mean, those were the reasons why my channel took off too, right? And then you're able to see a pattern after that, and then you don't have to post 3 times a day. But for me, it was necessary because I still wasn't proficient at creating videos, even up to that point. And I really wanted to get into the vertical short form video game because it just seemed like that was where things were going. Because of TikTok. That's when TikTok was huge and everyone was like getting famous and stuff off of it. And I was like, okay, well, it's easier than a long form YouTube video, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I still do long form YouTube videos, but not as much as my short form videos, just because life can be so busy. And I mean, I still think it's really fun to make long form videos, but it does take a way longer time than a short.
When you're filming today, you know, for both long form and short form, like what's your sort of setup look like?
Like at home? Or
yeah,
just kind of
just
like
in general, like I guess for both, like are you using cameras, a phone, lights? Do you have a schedule, all that stuff?
Schedule. Yeah, I wish I had a schedule. Things would be so much easier if I stuck to a schedule. But I think right now we're remodeling, so we're actually not in our house. At home though, I had a whole setup. Like I have an area where the camera is set up because the less friction that you have in filming a video, the more likely you are to do a video. This is just true for everything. Going to the gym, eating good meals, right? So I knew that for me to be able to put out as many videos as I can, I have to have everything set up and I just turn on the camera, right? I even have a hard time when I'm like, oh my God, it's out of battery. I have to switch out the battery. So imagine if I didn't have anything set up. But right now, because I'm at my parents' house, I'm just kind of trying to do what I can with what I have. I still have my camera, so I use my Sony. But the thing is, I started off just using the worst possible camera. It was a super old camera, and then kind of using my phone as well. But what I learned is that, so right now I'm using my phone a lot to film at my parents' house, and I'm using the front-facing camera, which, as everyone knows, is just not as good as the backwards camera, whatever, the main camera of the iPhone. But what I've learned is that and it's funny because I learned this while I was making the 3 videos a day, is that it's not the quality of your gear. It really has nothing to do with it. No, I'm not gonna say nothing to do with it. It is much nicer and pleasing to the eye when you're looking at something that's been filmed with the right settings on a DSLR, but story carries the whole thing. And I feel like you have to have a really, really nice camera if you're one of those creators that has the sun shining in and everything's set up and it's a very beautiful shot of the food. But that's their story that they're telling, right? That's not the type of stories that I tell. I literally tell stories in my videos. And so I don't really need a fancy camera setup to do that. So a lot of the videos I've been filming at home are just kind of quick. So the ones that you see with my dad, those are all filmed with my phone. Just because I have to kind of chase him with my camera, with my phone, right? He's just everywhere. And I just have to film where I can. And sometimes it's in the bedroom that we're staying in right now because my family's downstairs watching something, or, everyone's making noise and I just need it to be quiet. And that's my current setup. So really my setup is where can I get things done? I am recording audio inside a shoe closet right now. Doug sees me, I'll walk in, I'll close the door, and then I'm saying something into the mic, but it's because the shoe closet is so dampened and quiet. And if I do it anywhere else, there's an echo, or you hear my dad in the background or my mom in the background. So again, it goes back to, I need to get that video out. The story that I put on will carry it much further than whatever high quality equipment I have. But I still have it because the high quality equipment makes my life so much easier. For example, my camera, it has the flip screen, so I'm able to see myself better. it's all in a separate SD card. Anyway, all this technical stuff, basically I invest in the technical camera equipment stuff because it just makes my life easier, but you don't need that at all.
What camera do you have and what light do you have, or lights?
I have the Sony ZV-E2 because of Philip. He told me to get that. And then I have so many lights. That is like my Achilles heel where I'm like, I need to buy another light because this will make it nicer. No, I don't, right? I have so many lights. I have kind of like the umbrella one, or not the umbrella, this one. What's this one?
The lantern?
The lantern, yeah. I have 2 lanterns. Nice. I only use one. And even then, I think during the last days in our house before we had to pack, I don't even think I was using it. But I do have the newer, because newer is like a little bit more affordable. It's like the big one where you can like crank up the light and you can change the temperature and stuff. But that stuff I bought because I film stuff late. I have friends that only film with natural daylight, and I'm like, no, I don't wake up early enough for that. So I have my studio camera set up because out of necessity, it just makes my life easier, right? I'm literally filming at like 3 a.m. and then
at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, like that was me before though. Like now it's like I'm filming at like midnight. Just something quick usually. I'm like, okay. But everyone thinks it's daytime.
Wow.
Because of the light
I had
setup
no
that I
idea.
have. Yeah, nobody knows. And I said it one time in a video and people were like, what? That's crazy.
You see like the microwave time behind you, it says 3, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it must be 3 p.m.
And that's why I don't have the time in the background.
That's so funny.
But I filmed a video with my friend and it was actually at midnight and you can hear the crickets
Oh
going
my gosh.
like, whatever, and it looks like daytime. It looks like this.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the power of like having the equipment is you can do it. You can film whenever you want to, and I kind of need that flexibility because I'm doing stuff during the day.
Wait, tell me about your family, because I feel like, I've gotten to meet some of them. Seems like you guys are really, really close.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think my family's close for sure as a direct influence from my grandparents and my parents. For them, it's very important that you are close-knit. I think that's a big part of it. We had to eat dinners together, after work, after school. Everyone had to sit down, have dinner. We got each other's backs. It's just fun. There's 5 siblings total, including myself, and I think I'm grateful that we like to hang out with each other. I mean, living in the same household, you're bound to have similar interests, and so we all kind of have overlapping interests. I think we're blessed in a way that I think everybody wants some sort of community, wants friendship, and we kind of have this built-in permanent friendship that we can never escape from because we're siblings, right? And we're lucky that we do love each other and we like each other. I think that's part of it. Is like, I mean, obviously you're gonna get at each other's necks once in a while because you're siblings, but with the amount of people in my family, there's like a birthday almost every single month of the year.
Oh my gosh.
And so we're always getting together. And even without that, there's like, we just did that Star Wars event.
Yeah.
That was just for funsies. We're like, hey, how fun would it be if we just made Star Wars food for the weekend before May 4th? Let's do it. And we all cook to some degree. Well, some siblings more than others. And my parents, yes, they like to like participate and they're also young.
Yeah, what's the age range?
My dad, he got started pretty early. So we're like 18 years apart.
Oh my gosh.
So he could literally be my brother. And I think that's part of it. We are close enough in age where they're still young and they actually party more than we do. Like my siblings and I just want to stay at home, read, play video games. And my parents are like, you guys want to go on the party bus with us and our friends? And we're like, no. No, we don't actually. We just want to stay at home. And so I think that's a big part of it. Like we watch shows with my parents. We're able to talk about stuff because our generations are so close to each other.
They're able to use their smartphones.
Yeah,
Stuff.
yeah, they know how to use their smartphone. My dad
nice.
tries to one-up me sometimes. He's like, oh, we have a remote for the garage. You're not signed up for it? And I'm like, okay, no.
Do they understand what you do?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, they do.
That's miraculous.
Right. A lot of parents don't, apparently. They have a hard time, like, figuring it out. But, yeah my parents are young. So life is a bit easier that way.
You were born in the Philippines, is that right?
Yes.
Were all of your siblings born there?
No. There's 5 of us. 3 of us were born there. And then the other 2 were born here. So we have a group chat called Filipino Siblings Only. Which is, well, I don't know if I was supposed to say that actually. No, we do. But it's literally just like the 3 oldest when we talk about just like random stuff. Just literally purely because we were born in the Philippines and then the other 2 were born here. They're still Filipino, you know. It's just funny. We just we're the 3 oldest, so we talk about like oldest sibling things or like maybe things that we need to plan or whatever.
This is why you're Po.
Huh?
This is why you're Po.
You call me Po, but that's not how you use it. But yes.
But are you the oldest of your?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they call me Ate. And now my friends call me Ate too. Because they know my siblings call me Ate, they don't call me by name. So yeah, my friends are like, Ate, Ate, Ate. They're not Filipino, but it's really cute. I enjoy it. And it's just, yeah, it's fun to like have the camaraderie with your siblings. And my favorite is when we all get to just like spend time together in one house. And like I got my siblings running around doing random stuff. And even better if we can travel together, right? I always have so much fun when we all travel together because I feel like not a lot of families could do that. And we're just like so blessed to be able to do this together and that we're all still so young.
Yeah.
And we have so many more adventures ahead of us. So yeah.
Yeah. It's so special. I feel like, yeah, not a lot of families have that. And if they do, I feel like they're not necessarily friends on top of being family.
Yes.
To the degree that you guys are.
I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought most families were like that. Until you check the comment section.
Yeah.
People are like, no. Like, oh, I wish, my family was like this. Oh, I wish I could be a sibling too, or a cousin. I'm like, yeah, like it's pretty good what we got.
Yeah.
And it took me years to figure that out. As a kid, you take it for granted.
Yeah. How old were you when you moved to the U.S.?
I was 8. So I still remember a lot of our life in the Philippines, but probably not as much as somebody who immigrated here when they were like 13.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's still surreal though when I think about how different my life would be if I was still in the Philippines versus here, and how it's surreal sometimes when we're like, wow, like would little me have known that I would be here with Conrad doing a professional podcast in California? Like that's so random, right? So it's just weird how much life could change just based on like these decisions that pile up. So yeah.
What do you remember about the move? Like, did you realize what was happening? Like, did you have to do you remember saying bye to your friends there forever or like? No.
So I think I knew that we were doing this move, but I didn't realize that it was permanent.
Yeah.
And you're a kid though. Like when you're a kid, it's just like whatever. I think for adults, it's much more difficult, but because kids just like are so carefree, it's not a big deal. Like for me, it wasn't a big deal, but there is a point when, you don't see your friends anymore and you never really get to say bye like that. At least I got to say bye to my grandparents, right? Before, like that was the last time I saw them alive. But
wow.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, we're going to this new country and I'm like, cool. I think the only issue I had with the new country was that we went to go get churros at Costco and the churros did not have chocolate to dip it in. And in the Philippines, there's always like a dark chocolate dip. And I remembered being like, I have to live here forever. And I just remember like the dumbest little things like that where I'm like, what? I thought the streets were made of gold because of the way that people would talk about it, like the way my parents would talk about it, the way that my grandparents would talk about it. They talked about the U.S. like this, like the yellow brick road, like Wizard of Oz, like golden street. I literally thought I was gonna see golden streets, and like imagine my surprise when we landed, and I was like, it's literally. They
don't even have chocolate with their churros.
Yeah, they don't. No, but everything else has been great, like it's just funny.
You've
like,
made your peace with that?
I made my peace with it because now there are places that opened up with chocolate and churros. And then I went to Mexico City and I got my fix and I was like, you guys, this is how it was served in the Philippines. I tell that story all the time and my friends are like, yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny the things that you care about or remember
as
from
a
that
kid,
age.
right?
Yeah.
Like parents were like
cute.
worrying about other things.
Yeah.
Like
big time.
Immigrating, and I'm over here like there's no chocolate with my churros.
What was the reason that your parents decided to move here?
I think like a lot of reasons. Maybe part of it too was it's just been something on their mind for a while. But I know that my dad wanted us to be able to go to school here, and he wanted us to probably. Oh, you know what? I think my grandparents were already here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was another part of it where they were like, oh, you know, like it's great here. Like you can go to. Oh, that was the other thing. We had to pay. I think in the Philippines, my parents had to pay for private school, and then you just hear things like, oh, if you go here, they have like public schools, and it's different. Just the life is different. Yeah, just also like safety was part of it, because I think where we were living, there's like safer areas, and so I think where we were living is just like, well, you want to make sure that you're in a fairly safe area. My dad's like, I got 2 daughters now. At that point, he's like, I got 2 daughters. And, a dad with like 2 daughters, you can imagine all the things that could possibly go wrong. And so I think that was also part of it. But for the most part, I think it's because my grandparents were here and we all wanted to be together as a family. It's hard to be away from your family, especially like even like a different city. It's hard for us to meet up. Imagine different countries. And so, yeah, I think circling back to like, oh, we're so close. Like we all just like moved as a family unit and we've always been together, which I really appreciate because otherwise I don't think our relationships would have been the same.
Was it, other than the churros, like, was it easy or hard moving here? Like, do you even remember?
For me, it's not. And I'm the oldest child, right? It's not difficult because, yeah, again, I was a kid. I think it would have been harder if I was a little bit older. But I didn't know how to speak English. It just like happened one day.
It just happened. You don't remember being like, oh, I should try to figure out this English thing?
No. It just like comes, I don't know, you just absorb it.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember.
Wow.
And apparently I was in English as a second language program. I didn't remember that. But I guess now, when someone said that, I was like, oh wait, I guess that's why I was alone with that lady in the library all those years. Like during lunch break or whatever, I guess that was English as a second language, the ESL program. But yeah, like kids are so, like thinking back to my experience and also my siblings, right? If you think about it, they also had to immigrate. The kids are so smart and they're able to pick things up so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know how I learned English. Like it literally is, one day I had no idea what my uncle was saying. And then the next, like I spoke English.
Wow.
I don't know. It just happens.
Crazy. When you guys moved here, were there a lot of other Filipinos like in your area or were you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say not a lot, because we had moved to like Sacramento. But I guess my grandparents had a relative there. So I guess, when you immigrate, there's always somebody that you know. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
So then they have their community. But I think it was like a distant relative of ours. They owned a Filipino restaurant, and we would go there all the time. But I think they were a big part of being able to help out. And my grandma's sister was also here. I think all her sisters were either here or Australia. And we always had family. And so family is the big theme here. Because I think otherwise we wouldn't have made the move because I think it would have been difficult. And what's the point? Why would you move away from your family, right? So yeah, that's a big part of, I think, being able to integrate our new life here in the U.S.
That's amazing.
You're learning so much about me
in
this
I am.
1 hour.
I know. It's a masterclass of Jeanelle.
Who wants a masterclass of Jeanelle?
Okay, I wanna talk about the beginning of your food career again.
Yeah.
I've actually pulled up I think this might be your first video.
Uh-huh.
The first video that, like recipe video that you made.
Oh.
And we're gonna watch it together.
Cheers! Today I'll be showing you how to cook pinakbet. This is one of the recipes in mine and my sister's Filipino recipes under 600 calories ebook. Let's get started. Heat up your avocado oil and saute garlic, ginger, and onions. Saute until the onions are
We had an ebook, I totally forgot.
and allow it to simmer until its juices extract.
I want to run away.
This is essential to what makes pinakbet taste so good.
Did I start it by saying eat
Mix
venture?
and follow it up
Did you do this to torture me?
Follow
Yeah.
it up with a kabocha squash. This guy will take a while to cook, so allow it to cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. Today I'll be showing you how to cook
Cut it. For about, Oh my god, I was so young there. I was probably what?
This is
400.
August 13th, 2017.
Oh god, how old am I there? 25? No, 20. I can't do the math. 25?
9 years ago. I don't know.
I don't know. 9 years ago. 20, I don't know. I was young, okay, early 20s.
For reference, I was just finished my senior year of high school. When that came
I don't
out,
know
it's
why you had to
crazy.
say that. That's crazy. I don't even remember. I don't remember a lot of the videos that I post.
Yeah,
Like this one. Just because I've posted so much.
right. 455 weeks ago.
And not me being like, sorry, 600 calories. I'm like, no, I don't care about calories anymore. Back then I did though.
Okay, so looking at this video, obviously, you had a pretty raw reaction to it. But what are the things that you do differently today?
Well, I kind of want to bring back the adventurers.
Yeah.
Hey, adventurers! And then it takes about 5 minutes. Like, it was kind of cute, I guess, being so young and all.
Yeah.
But definitely show my face.
Mm-hmm.
I think the voice helps, but not everybody listens to audio nowadays. So definitely have my captions up there. And I know a lot of people might be like, captions can be a waste of time. That's what I used to think, but it's also another engagement tool because
Right.
if it's popping up, people are, it's something moving and they see it, they can follow along and read it. I would probably, nowadays the way I title my videos is not like, this is pinakbet, right? Because the people that I am talking to are different now. Because I've always wanted, from the very beginning, I've always wanted to spread Filipino food to more people. Mm-hmm. And if I use the title pinakbet, that only serves the Filipino people who know what pinakbet is. I'm trying to target Filipino Americans who maybe don't remember what this dish is called because their parents never said it or they forgot what it was called. I had friends who were like that. They're Filipino, but they
Wow.
don't know what the dish was called until I post it.
Dang.
And so that's when it clicked. I was like, I can't just call this pinakbet. I have to call it maybe the most delicious the most delicious vegetable stir fry that I make. And then people come in and they're like, oh my gosh, that's pinakbet. Like, my mom used to make that for me. Or maybe someone who's married, like, oh, my husband made this for me. And that is the audience that I'm talking to. So a lot of the changes I would make would probably be the way that I would message this. And then show my face, just so you want people to know who you are.
Right.
And then the subtitles. It's repurposed from a long form video, as you can see.
It's really good. It's a perfect example.
That was crazy. I don't even remember posting that, but see, look, I tried.
When you were posting these first videos, like, was it scary for you at all?
Yeah, because all I could think of is, what are my coworkers gonna think? Well, I don't even know if I was still working then. But even then, like, what are the people that I know in my life going to think, seeing that I'm posting this stuff? It's a lot of the internal dialogue that, what I'm thinking people are saying, which might not necessarily be true. Or maybe it is true, but, like, you can't care about that stuff if you're trying to, like, carve this new life for yourself, right? You have to leave the old beliefs behind and the old set of people that you used to hang out with, because you need to, like, unlock this new level, this new area of your life. And I kind of, like, was gritting my teeth a lot of the times, like, posting it, and I'm like, I was actively trying to not think of what people might be saying to each other. So yeah, there was a lot of the fear of, like, oh God, like, my family can see this, my friends can see this, my previous coworkers or current coworkers can see this, and they're just gonna be like, what's she trying to do? So yeah, I think that's why just posting and not really thinking, just, like, getting the thing out helps so much. because otherwise you're going to hold yourself back.
What did they think?
I don't know. I didn't want to ask.
Do you think they thought anything of it, like looking back?
I'm sure people had their opinions, and for sure it usually comes from like maybe the more insecure people, because it's usually like projection. And you're going to get different types of people. You're going to get those people who are going to be cheering you on no matter what. But there's going to be those people who are probably trying to protect you and be like, what are you trying to do? You had such a good job. Why don't you just keep it? But understand that those are for them as well, right? They never want you to get hurt, and
Right.
they want to make sure that you have a good life and stuff like that. But yeah, I never asked. I never told anyone that I had a YouTube channel or like what I had hoped to accomplish, which is to be full-time and not have to work where I currently worked. But I didn't want to have to hear what they had to say.
Did you admit that to yourself?
Back then, that like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anyone this.
No. Did you know that you wanted the long-term thing with it?
Yes, I just didn't know if it was possible.
Okay.
And that was kind of the fear. And I'm all like having flashbacks. I'm like, but I do know that I did not want to talk to anyone about my channel at all. That I knew. Because if it wasn't going to be words of encouragement, then it would easily beat me down. And I didn't want to hear it. So yeah, I would just post it though on Facebook. And it's kind of like just sweeping something under the rug. Like, we all know it's there, but let's pretend, let's never talk about it.
Did you leave your job to do food full-time?
That was the hope, yes. Did it work out immediately? No. So I was doing a lot of like contract work, just randomly that I could pick up from friends, from referrals, from postings I would find. It was rough. Like, it was rough. That was like so depressing. And that was so difficult. But that's also partly why posting 3 videos a day did not really seem like anything, because once you're backed into a corner, you're willing to do whatever you can to make this thing work. So what would happen is I'd try to post videos. I'm like, oh, it's not working. I would do the jobs, and it was a lot of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I think if I'd really committed, and if I had known that if I just posted consistently and never really thought about all the little things like description, tags, things like that, then my channel would have taken off. If I had known that, I would have done it so much sooner. But if you don't know anybody, and this is why like Lisa's such a big player, right? Because she was like, this worked for me, try it, just to have that one person be successful and know that you could just like copy the same thing and see if it works for you. Like, she basically had a template for me. The template was just post. And she was like, don't worry about the description, don't worry about the tags. And I'm like, okay, great. But I never had that guidance in the beginning. But because I had seen somebody succeed in it, I'm like, okay, well, if she was able to do it, she says do this, what other choice do I have? It's either I go back to all the random contract jobs, see if I can even get these contract jobs, because yeah, it's just, I didn't want to do them. And I had even applied to jobs, and I had gotten jobs, but they're like, great, we'll take you on. And then I'm like, I don't want to do it. Why did I even apply? Why did I even go through the interview process? Yeah. So I think YouTube just kept calling back to me, and I knew if that call was there, I would forever regret it if I didn't go for it.
What did your parents say?
We didn't talk about it.
Did they know? Like, were they concerned?
I mean, I didn't want to talk about it. I think they would not bring it up. The only person we never talked about the channel. We did talk about, not my parents, but my grandma called me out of concern for being like, why did you quit your job? And she's like, but you have it good, right? Why don't you keep it, etc. And I was like, you just don't know. Like, you're not in my position. And this is why I have a hard time giving people advice too, because I am not in their position. I didn't live their life. I don't know all the little nuances, the little things that they go through that you just won't understand unless you're in their shoes, like fully, completely in their shoes. And I knew that same thing was going to happen with my grandma and my parents if we ever talked about it. But my parents are very like open to that stuff. Obviously, if I had wanted to talk to them about it, they would probably have a few words to say, but they weren't going to be like the first ones to talk about it, right? And I wasn't going to be the first one to talk about it. And my parents have been nothing but supportive ever since, like, obviously with like the success of my channel and stuff. And yeah, I think a lot of people feel the need to talk to their parents about this stuff. I'm like, nah. Because let's just see where this goes, right? Like, and then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I don't need to be, I don't know, having conversations. I guess part of it too is like, why do I need to talk to them about it, right? Like, it's, yeah. I don't need to talk to them about it. Like, my life is not really in like that crazy. It's not really in danger. It's not like I was asking them for money or anything. So the conversation never really needed to happen. But I guess some people feel like they have to ask their parents permission. I don't know. I've seen this a lot online for other people, I think, who are trying to make it work.
When did it start to work for you? How long did it take?
After posting 3 a day, it was 3 months. No, it was 2 months and 2 weeks, I think it was. I had a tracker. I had a calendar tracker because I knew that if I didn't track it, it would feel like an eternity. And it did feel like an eternity. But I had to track it. And I think I told Doug this, where I was like, okay, we're going to give this a shot for like 6 months. Let's just try it, see what happens. And it is like a brick wall. Like, you don't see anything happening. And then all of a sudden, it just takes off. Like, it was literally like two months and a 2 week mark. Like, I still have the tracker. I just colored it in with highlighter. But I remembered, I put it right in front of my laptop, and I looked up and I was like, oh my God, I've only been doing this for 5 days. And it felt like forever. But, you know, apparently if I did it for long enough, it would work, and it did, so.
So was there a specific video that you posted that just blew up and then it all started working, or? Yeah,
unfortunately, it was one that I wasn't proud of because it blew up because I was like, is carrots and peas a thing? I don't know, it was something weird like that. I don't even want to, whatever. But the thing is, I was so tired that the whole time I was talking about carrots and peas, but I was cooking carrots and corn. Or no, not even carrots. Wait, peas and corn? It was weird, but there was one was not there, but it was corn instead. And then people were like, ha ha ha, she did this on purpose to like rage bait us, right? And like, that was the one video that started to take off. But like, so did my revenue. So I wasn't like worried about it, right? Like, when you get paid, you're like, you know, no harm, no foul. Yes, clearly it was supposed to be corn, but instead I said carrots or something. It was so weird. But that was the first one that I saw take off. But because it's like the rising tide lifts all boats, or whatever the saying is, all the other videos started to take off. And so it's just a matter of like continuing from there. And yeah, I mean, it worked.
Wow. How long did you keep posting 3 times a day for?
A year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough. And then I was like, you know what? This sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. And so you're able to see what works, because I mean, if you do the math, I post like 1,000 videos, right? At this point, and you're able to see a pattern on what works. And so if you're just smart about what to post, you can tell which ones are going to take off.
Right.
Even though there's still those sleeper ones where you're like, I can't believe this one took off. Like, that still happens a lot.
Right.
But at least I know what kind of videos are more guaranteed to like hit 100K views and more.
What's the best and the worst comment you ever received?
Okay, so like, let's just start with the worst ones. I don't even remember them. I think the ones that attack my character, like as if I'm like killing people or something, really makes me mad. Yeah, it's like, oh, I can't believe she would. Like, okay, there was one about sushi grade fish. And it's like, I don't know why you would say this. Where I was like, okay, literally sushi grade fish is not even
fully a made up
regulated.
Thing.
Yeah, like, and I clearly say this in my video. And this is just how people are online. They just don't listen, or they just choose to not listen, or they choose to rage bait, whatever. But I was like, this is not a thing. Like, this is just purely for educational purposes. Like, if you didn't know, sushi grade is just a term, right? And I also say, you take that risk. I take the risk all the time by like buying fish that's not sushi grade, and I will cut it up and turn it into poke, or I would just like eat it like as sashimi. And of course, there are people who are like, I cannot believe you would spread this. It would hurt people because they would get food poisoning or whatever it is. And I'm just like I literally just outlined this whole thing. So I think those make me mad, where I want to shake them and be like, you fool, I literally told you. But like, there's no use in arguing with people. And I think I get frustrated because I just want to tell them that I'm right, but there's no use, right? So that makes me mad, but at the same time, I think you just get used to it. Like at this point, I'm like, oh, of course. And then the ones that make me really happy are the ones where I make a really deep impact on their life. And the ones that stick out a lot are the ones who are like, I am so proud to be Filipina. Like watching your videos makes me so proud of our heritage. And, you know, they practice maybe traditions, or just cook the food and serve it to people that they love and they've never cooked that dish before. So those make me so happy, where I'm like, yes, this is all worth it.
That's awesome. Are you able to comprehend that you filming in your kitchen, making a video is able to have that like real life effect on people?
It's isolating sometimes. Like I feel like it's more like I see the comments, but it's different from meeting a person in real life. And as much as I do appreciate the comments, I was just talking to my friend about this yesterday, saying he just released his cookbook, The Loud Kitchen, and he was worried no one was going to show up to his book signing, right? And I feel like that, and not just him, like another friend that I had, very popular. These are like very popular creators. And for me, as an outsider looking in, I'm like, what do you mean no one's going to show up? Of course everyone's going to show up. But mirrored back to me, I'm like, if I did that, no one would ever show up. You know what I mean? Like, this is something I've told Doug, I've told my friends. I was like, oh no, like I don't want to do a cookbook because no one's going to show up. But yeah, it's like this weird effect of, I just don't think I'm making an impact like that. But seeing the comments, I'm like, well, I must be making some sort of impact. But until you see it like in real life, I think that's when it really hits. But I haven't really, I haven't done a meet and greet or a cookbook or anything like that where I would actually see my viewers in real life. So to me, it's still like very nebulous. But yeah, I just thought that was so funny because we just talked to him about it yesterday, and he was so scared no one was gonna show up. But he's like, it's sold out like everywhere. I'm like, yeah, why not? Like your videos are so impactful, and yeah, it's just funny how we think of ourselves that way.
Yeah, no, everyone feels it.
Yeah,
definitely. I want to talk about being a full-time creator.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been a full-time cooking creator?
I guess full-time would be when my videos took off, which would be 2021, like July 2021. It's like burned into my brain when it started.
So about like 5 years or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you able to share roughly like the breakdown of your earnings from like sort of the different facets of your business?
For sure. So like, I mean, it changes because especially with like shorts revenue, it's like very different, which is also why we're kind of thinking of doing more long form YouTube revenue. But in the beginning, it was mostly YouTube AdSense, and then of course brand deals. So I think once the brand deals started rolling in, it was mostly brand deals just because these brands have so much money. And I think that was most of it. I'm trying to think of like other sources. Affiliate is like very small. It's not even like, it's just like change. But nowadays, I would say it's tied between revenue on YouTube and like our blog, right? So yeah, it's always shifting and ebbing. And also, I would say whenever the brand deals come in, and when they come in hard. And
right.
I think that would be like the bulk of our revenue. But again, we're trying to just like own everything and not have to rely on brand deals so much. And so we're like thinking of maybe, we talked to you about the Red course, right? So potentially like doing more online courses and just having to believe that like what I have to offer is actually valuable, because I do help my friends who are other content creators how to bake bread, and for them it's been helpful. Mm-hmm. And like friends and family. So we're trying to like not so much rely on brand deals. I'm still welcoming them, but we don't want to rely on them in case, you know, the economy is always shifting and changing, and the way that they view creators are always changing. So we want our own products eventually. And so, yeah, right now the breakdown is probably mostly AdSense and blog revenue, so it's tied. And then in the future, we would want it to be more digital products. Yeah.
Tell me, how do you like split your time between making videos and then also managing the blog?
Doug does the blog. I don't. Yeah, so he does it. So that's how I manage that time.
Yeah.
And then videos, I'm doing a lot of the videos. And Doug has offered to help with like editing and stuff, but I just feel like I'm so fast at it that it would not be wise to try to bring him on for that. And so he has his strengths, I have my strengths. Definitely like producing these videos, I can do them so fast. Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of like setting aside the time. And then what was it? Other part of the question?
Oh, no, you answered it.
Okay, that was it. Cool. Yeah.
What do you edit on?
Adobe Premiere.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just because that's the industry standard. And you can edit on both PC and MacBook. And you know how I always say I always think long term? I'm always like watching for like plan A, plan B too, because like what if in the future I want to hire an editor, but that editor only edits on Windows or something, but they can edit on Adobe Premiere. It just like casts a wider net.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use my laptop.
Yeah. It's honestly pretty rare, I feel like, to see, when did you start the blog?
That was a whole nother thing too. I think I tried to start it back in like 2017.
Okay.
But I think it got hacked or something. And so I had to start a new one. And so I had like tried to do WordPress and I was like, this is so hard. Nobody talks about how hard it is. Oh, this is great. We're talking about Perfecto. It's so hard to start a blog. And it just took years of like trial and error for me to get it done. And then because it got hacked, I didn't have no idea what happened and how to get back into that blog. I did Squarespace, I think it was. And then I realized they don't really do ads very well. So I tried to go to Wix, and then eventually, like years later, I was like, okay, let me try this WordPress thing again slowly. But it is like pulling teeth. It's so hard. Speaking of Perfecto, I wouldn't do it again if I had to go through the whole process of like doing the blog, because it was just so painful. But yeah, and I was just kind of throwing my recipes on there, kind of messy because there was only me. But it was nice to have it up and running because Google is now detecting that this is a reputable site because it's been around.
Right.
It was messy, but it's been around. And this is still something that we have to go back into because so many recipes were like poorly formatted, and it's just, anyway, that's what Doug has to deal with.
Yeah. Do you see, and maybe this is a question for Doug, but have you seen any difference in the sort of numbers and viewership with the big surge in AI, or has it been pretty steady?
We haven't had an issue with AI. And I think part of it too is, I've also been to blog conferences, and I think they're trying to weed out blogs. The ones who really got hit were the ones that kind of sound very robotic, or we're using like stock images and things like that. But we never, I'm telling you, it was messy, but it's human, right? It feels human. And I never really spoke in like the verbiage of like a traditional blog. And so I think it being human, it being a little bit messy helps a lot. If anything, we've been going up with the blog because I am pushing my videos to the blog. And because Google and YouTube are tied together, the traffic, is very symbiotic.
Yeah,
Is that
makes
the term?
sense.
Yeah.
Is Doug full-time on Perfecto? Or, sorry.
Yes! Well, turn and slip! He wants you to work on Perfecto!
Is Doug full-time at Jeanelle?
Yeah.
So does that mean you're his boss?
Yes. Well, I like to say we work together, yes. Right? Because this is like...
But if it were a this or that question, no.
Yeah, the boss. How do you feel about this?
I mean, it's been like this for years.
Yes, he knew what he was signing up for.
When was Doug able to join on full time? Like this is now supporting like, 2 careers. It's pretty.
Yeah. This was what, 2021? No, December 2021? Or 2022?
It was
December 2022.
January 2021.
Oh, January. What? No.
And COVID was 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's January 2022.
No, January 2020.
What?
Because we were in Bath in November of 2020.
Are you serious?
And then that after we came back. Wait.
2022.
No, it started in July. It was 2022.
Yeah, okay. So January 2022. Basically, we went to Bath, England, just to like chill out because I had been posting 3 a day and I was like, I need a break. And then he tried to work and he was kind of getting sick of it too. And he was like, I'm leaving. I want to work with you now. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
To be fair, she was asking me for a long time to work with her.
Yes. And then you joined. So I don't know if you could hear, but he said that I had been asking him to work with me for the longest time because there was just so much going on, like posting 3 a day, and I just like couldn't handle it. It was just me, and I tried to hire other people, but it just wasn't really working out. So I was like, well, who do I trust the most? This one. So I wanted him to work with me, and then he decided to do it. Yeah, about 6 months after or a year after. Yeah.
And he has a skill set for it and stuff as well.
Yeah, he's
naturally.
a computer programmer, so he's big brain, so he can do a lot of things.
Yeah. What's it like working with your partner?
It has its ups and downs for sure. And I think if you didn't have a very strong, stable relationship beforehand, it will crumble. So it's like pressing the restart button on your relationship because it's like starting a new relationship if you think about it.
Right.
We had our personal relationship, it was purely personal, and then you bring in this business that I have, which business is very personal too, and then you bring in your partner, a whole different dynamic, right? And there's a lot of things that you have to maneuver, a lot of personal stuff will occur, and it's just something you have to manage in life anyway. I mean, in life as in without a business. So it's basically just like you're just repackaging this. Now both of you are in a business, and now both of you have to navigate these waters together as kind of business partners. So yeah, I mean, we're still together, we're married. So
Congratulations.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, do you have any, I guess, advice for other people that are together and working together? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, you do have to commit to your partner. Like, do you want to be with this person? Because you're going to be through a lot of stuff. You're going to be tested a lot. And that's just with a business, right? Imagine like having kids and just navigating a lot of what life has to throw at you. Business is just another one. And if you can navigate everything else, you'll be fine. But at the very, very least, do not invalidate what your partner has to say. Even if you think you're right. I would say that I think has been a big part of why our relationship works. Like, no, don't be like, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Like, I saw that a lot from like other people, and I'm like, that's just not something I want. So yeah, just don't ever invalidate your partner.
Do you want to do this forever?
Okay, for as long as I can, I would say. I think I expect it to shift and change in a certain way. But for example, like, I don't want to be editing my own videos forever, but I do want to keep this business growing and evolving. How will it evolve? I have no idea. But I do know that I want to be a business owner forever. I think I will not retire. I think I would just be too bored. And this is just a pattern, like, I think among all my friends. Like, we always just want to be doing something, building things, making the world a better place, impacting people in a positive way. Otherwise, I'm like, what's the point? Like, why am I even here, right? So yeah, I want to do this for as long as I can. I mean, I would love for it to evolve into something even bigger and grander, maybe a show. I love Somebody Feed Phil. If this could somehow turn into like Jeanelle Eats the World. I don't know, something.
Yeah, it's a perfect title already.
Right? Like just something to evolve beyond it and be able to like impact more people and just spread more of the joy that I try to inject into my videos. I think that would be nice. But yeah, I like what I'm doing, which is good because I left a really nice job for it.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a perfectionist are you?
It depends. 5. I would say 5. There are some things that I will get caught up in, but I do understand that we were just having this conversation earlier that like this is a game of output and creativity is a big part of it, but you have no idea how creative you already are. And you just have to like put it out there, right? But yeah, there are some things, especially when I'm starting something new, I think that's when my perfectionist goes to 10.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when I finally get out of that headspace, I'm like, no, we just need to like get this thing out there, right? And then you iterate later. As a business owner yourself,
Can
I
relate.
mean, how does this?
Can relate a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, especially in the beginning, you're just like, oh, I need to have this. Everything needs to be perfect. I need to have the right. We always joke about like, I vividly remember going weeks stressing about how the icons on the app would look, redesigning the icons, getting them all perfect, like changing one pixel here, one pixel there.
Yeah.
For an app that we ended up fully scratching, everything changed like 20 times over.
Yep.
And I had spent months doing this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, I don't know why it is a natural human tendency.
Yeah. Well, because it's so near. It's
Yeah.
like your baby. It is your baby. And you
Yeah.
don't want people looking at the icon of your baby being like, oh, it's that ugly baby.
Gosh. What's the biggest piece of advice you have for someone who wants to start a cooking channel today?
Well, I'm like, haha, because my sister now has an art channel. And the one thing that I kept saying was, you better just publish that thing.
Yeah.
Like, you better just publish a video. I could give you a million different creators that are doing some kind of style that is what you think. You think your thing is not good enough. I will show you a creator who is doing so well where I'm like, you know, the lighting is terrible, the audio is terrible, like the angles of the cameras are not perfect, but they are carrying it purely on their personality and just the fact that they put it out there and that they had to learn. We all had to learn. You had to learn with Provecho and trying to not be perfectionist and just pushing out your MVP, right? Is it MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah, MVP, and then you iterate from there. You cannot let that perfectionist part get the better of you because there is no way you're gonna get better unless you put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Fully agree. What was the biggest mistake you made when you were starting your career?
As a creator?
Your creative career.
Overthinking everything. Yeah, being like, oh my gosh, like, ooh, what do I put in the description? Like, what do I put as the tags? I don't know. What category is my YouTube channel? Like, they were so minuscule. And you have to think big picture. Like, it's not about that. Like, the YouTube videos that blew up, they weren't thinking about that stuff. They were purely just being, like, silly or educational, informative. That's what you need to focus on. I'm, like, talking to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also, yeah, it's so easier. It's easy said than done. Like, I have said the same thing to multiple people, and people have said the same thing to me in the beginning, right? Whoever I was listening to, whatever podcasts weren't a thing, but, you know, videos that I watch or whatever post it was, they've tried to tell me the same thing, but did I listen? No. It's a lot of internal work,
Yeah.
I would say.
Do you have any other questions or things you'd want to speak about?
Let's just say, because we're talking about cooking creators, the one thing that I want to talk about is when people say that it's saturated, and you need to stop saying that, because clearly more people are breaking into the industry every single day, and we're all carving out our spaces.
Yeah.
And there's always space.
Who's been
for
saying
more.
that?
I feel like people who just want to start a channel. And even like, yeah, they're like, oh, I don't know, it's too saturated. I love food, but there's just so many people.
Right.
Just people who aren't creators yet. They learn that I'm a food creator and like, oh yeah, I love food, but it's just so saturated. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they've been saying that ever since I started, and I started 10 years ago, and everyone keeps saying that. And there's YouTube videos that come out being like, too saturated, here's how you could stand out. I'm like, it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's not about that at all. You just like put out what is true to you, and you find your people. Just like how you find your own friends in real life, you find your own audience. So yeah, the saturation bit needs to chill out.
Yeah. That's funny. I feel like I haven't heard many people say that. And if anything, like, I watch these videos as a part of my job, and I'm just like constantly finding new people that I've never heard of, that like it seems like this whole subsection of people that I know like and follow. And I'm like, how did I never
Yeah.
hear of this person?
Crazy, right?
Yeah. I think that people feel that way when they start making videos, and the style and the kinds of videos and the recipes that they're making, they're just fully ripping someone else off.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's been a lot over the past few years, a lot of like copycat accounts where you just like fully take someone's hook, or you take their style of editing and stuff, and then it doesn't work as well for you, because
Yeah.
like people can see that it's
Yeah.
disingenuine.
Exactly. Well, clearly the people you're talking to are really cool, and they're like, yeah, like there's always space, right? Like there's always going to be that need. And especially you, like you're talking to all these creators, and they're on Provecho, and you're just catering to so many people, and it just seems like there's not enough.
Yeah.
Because there's always space for more.
Yeah, I also compare it to like, you know, I surf a lot or play tennis, and so I get those videos too, and just the raw number of eyes that are on cooking videos compared to like these really massive sports and things like that, and like just the numbers that maybe the top cooking creators are able to achieve versus the top tennis players or surfers. It's like a completely different ballgame.
Yeah. We all have to eat. That's what they
Yeah,
say, right?
that is what they say. Awesome. Well, this was so much fun. I feel like I knew you really well before, and I understand you even better now.
Yeah. Thanks for the deep questions.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for us?
When are you going to host courses so that I can put mine on your
That's a good question. Unfortunately, our tech team is not here right now to answer that.
Let me ask them when they come in.
I think, okay, so we have this grand idea of like, we want Provecho to be the one place you need for all of your cooking things, like everything from inspiration to cooking the meal to meal planning and getting the grocery lists and everything. And the thing that we haven't figured out to do is like, when you're actually learning how to cook, it's a combination of following a recipe, but also being taught by someone. And like, I think the best way to learn to cook a new dish is like if you were to just show me how to make it right now. And then after you would give me here's all the exact direction or ingredients and stuff that you need to do it again. So we want to be able to add in like tutorials that explain each different technique. Like, here's how you chop an onion, or here's how you saute, or here's how you cook chicken breast the right way, or whatever it happens to be, and have it be this like almost like this universal thing where like the same way every creator on Provecho can add a new recipe, every creator can add a new technique. And then like maybe you make a bread recipe, and then you know someone else already has a video about here's how to knead. So instead of you needing to shoot that, you just add it in.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
So yeah, I'd say that's the direction we want to go in. It's just a matter of there's like a billion things we need to build. So
oh yeah, you're building a really big project, and yeah, I can't wait to see how it evolves.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like you guys just started, but there's so much that you're already doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Zeke and Emilio have just been crushing it. I mean, it's a developer team of 2, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we used to work in a company with developers, right? So we're like, we know how much work goes into an app.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you guys are doing so much with such a small team is like, you got some big brain people in here.
They're the two of the brightest people I know.
You too.
No.
What?
It's different. It's a different level, I think, with them. But
A different type
yeah,
of intelligence, right?
Yeah.
But you're all.
thank you,
You're all
thank
big
you.
brain. Nami keeps saying big brain like I'm like Gen Z. Sorry, it's my siblings. They say that stuff, and now like everyone thinks I'm Gen Z. I'm like, no, I'm older. You know this.
That's why you're Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
Any other questions from the audience? From the audience, what has this job brought you, and what has it taken away from you?
What is it taken away from me? Let's start with what it's taken away from me. I feel like it's taken away my ability to turn off my brain after work. But other than that, I feel like it's given me so much more. Like, it is insane how much better my life is and how much it's changed for the better. I have amazing friends because in this career, you get to pick your friends, right? It's not like you're stuck in an office with, okay, I had great friends back in the 9 to 5 as well, but now I am like meeting people from different countries, from different states that we just click so well, but we never would have met without this job. And then the opportunities are kind of surreal. I think we kind of take it for granted sometimes because it's just our life, but when we talk to people who are not in this space, they're like, whoa, that's crazy that you get invited to these things, or you travel here and some brand does this, and the opportunities are crazy. And it's just fun. It's like a fun little magical ride that you didn't think was possible. But to me, the most important part is I get to meet so many cool people, and people where in the past I would have been like, oh my gosh, like they're of this caliber, right? Like I don't know if like I could talk to those people, but then you meet them in real life and you're like, these people are so chill and they're so cool and they're so nice. And I cannot believe I get to meet them and talk to them. And they're just like normal people.
Who's an example?
Well, a lot of my friends. We actually have an editing lounge that is like online and it's every day, but we hop in when we can. So in there is my friends. Got Kylie, Lisa, John, TJ sometimes when she feels like it.
What's an editing lounge? Like you just get on
go in there and you edit. Like a body doubling, or you know what body doubling is? When people watch, or you sit there and you have your camera on and you edit. You edit your video.
And they can see you editing your video?
And they're like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Oh, look, there's your doggy. Hi, doggy.
It's like a call or something?
Yeah, like a Google Meet.
Wait, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I haven't been on because I am always like talking to my parents. When we're at home, we're like, oh, we also play games together.
Aww.
So we played video game 7 Days to Die right now, but I haven't been able to play with them because I'm watching a show with my parents. So
it's a good excuse.
Yeah, when we get back home though, I think we can get back into our schedule. But yeah, my friends, like it's just crazy because you see how people feel about them, and I'm like, yeah, we just get to hang out. Yeah, I'm just like blessed to be able to surround myself with cool people.
Yeah.
Or like the founder of Perfecto. It's crazy. Like I never would have met
glazing.
you.
Glazing. Oh my gosh.
So you know what glazing means, but you don't know body doubling. No,
body doubling. You were just on a Zoom call.
Yeah. I mean, no, is that not what they call it?
I don't know. I guess
I'm just hearing stuff that
out of
my
the loop.
siblings say.
Yeah.
But glazing, yes, totally glazing. No, but like imagine, right? We never would have met.
Yeah.
Had this not been a thing, like.
Shout out to Philip.
Totally different. Oh yeah, it was because of Philip. We met at VidCon.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this was such a fun podcast.
Yeah, it was.
Should we go get some Layla bagels?
I've been wanting the bagels.
Awesome. All right.
Thanks for watching. Bye. I
All
can go even more psycho. You want me to go more psycho?